Hello, everyone, and welcome to possibly the debut edition of WrestleSpin, or the WrestleSpin podcast, broadcast on the CrystalFissure and slidespin.tv. I'm Nintendogen64, and he is...
CrystalFissure.
That's right, and with WrestleMania 30 only a few days away, we thought
or
that...
likely today, depending on when this is being uploaded.
Yes, well, whatever, I'm not going to timestamp it or anything, but...
It's 9:05 p.m.
Oh my god. Oh my god, you're completely just derailing this whole thing. Anyway, WrestleMania 30, the 30th annual WrestleMania, or if you listen to the WWE, the 30th anniversary of WrestleMania, which is completely wrong because...
Did they actually say that? I think they did after WrestleMania 25.
They always say it's the... They get the anniversaries wrong. They don't understand what an anniversary is because there's no WrestleMania 0. This can't be the 30th anniversary.
You're right, exactly.
But in this episode of the WrestleSpin podcast, we shall be giving you our predictions and previews for a few of, or actually all the matches, the 7 matches on the WrestleMania card. Can you believe that? A 4-hour show and they can only fit 7 matches on the card. That is
Are you including the You're not including the pre-show?
No, I'm not including the pre-show. Well, okay, they got 6 hours of time to fill and they've only got 7 matches and a pre-show match.
They're going to have an absolutely incredible amount, like the match times, or they're going to have an incredible amount of filler and surprise filler and, kind of like just fluff that, usually plagues cards like this. I'm not too sure. It's hard to kind of think, but I don't even think with the incredible like potential for the matches, I think there will be another, like they will compensate their time with a couple more matches or promos or backstage.
How can they do that though?
Well, the first thing is probably Hulk Hogan. You forget about that. Like remember WrestleMania 27 with what's that guy's name? The Rock, yeah. The Rock, I'm sure they'll do some stuff with Hulk Hogan, and that will definitely stretch time.
Yeah, I look at it this way: the WrestleMania 11, WrestleMania 11, I should say, had 7 matches on it. It went for 3 hours. Did you know that the longest match was 20 minutes, and the second longest was
WrestleMania went for 3 hours?
11. WrestleMania 11. They used to go for 3 hours back then because there's only 4 pay-per-views a year. But WrestleMania 11, they didn't have particularly long matches, and they only had 7 on that card. So we'll see. Maybe they'll show every single entrance for the Andre Memorial Battle Royal, perhaps.
What, like all 30?
Maybe, I don't know. But
as long as they put Ryder's entrance at Mania, I'm happy.
Now, before we get into the matches,
yes.
we should talk about how do you think the build-up's been going so far? Like, what do you think about the way that this show has been built up compared to, say, the past, the recent WrestleManias?
In the words of our slidespin colleague, Ratchet5, or ex-colleague, average, I think. I think it's not too bad. Average doesn't mean bad.
Scale of 1 to 10, perhaps?
Let's say that the Raw didn't exist, I'd say a 6 or a 5. Now more like a 7, maybe a bit higher. It depends. I mean, there's definitely good and bad aspects of it. There's been good build in terms of Cena Wyatt, of course. I mean, you can't fault that at the moment, I don't think.
No.
And now, of course, with Triple H and Bryan, of course, and by extension the main event has some, I think some good build there. I mean, don't let, what am I trying to say? Like, don't get me wrong. There's been some absolutely abysmal choices and build in back a month or so ago, like since Elimination Chamber. It hasn't all been smooth sailing. It's only really been the last few weeks that they've really picked it up and changed. Probably from Occupy Raw was probably when I could say they really started to get it right. But there was a lot of shit going wrong. But then, I mean, to me, the biggest disappointment has been The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar. I think that's been absolutely shit. I'm sorry. Let's get over the fact that The Undertaker is a WrestleMania legend and think about really what, in reality, in 2014, what this feud is and what they could have done with it. They could have shown the UFC clip You know, with Undertaker confronting him.
No, you can't humanize the Undertaker.
No, well, you know what? He was humanized the second he talked about taxes. So
Well,
you
no,
can,
I thought that was a homage to his program he did with IRS back in like '94 or something. But
yeah,
yeah,
but it's still no. I mean, you still could. You know what? I
yeah,
think time's time, and we all know that. You know, and the fact of the matter is, the Undertaker, you could see him crawling under the turnbuckle thing or whatever the hell, under the ring. So I think people know he's not a dead man.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay, well,
and
we'll
it's
get
still
to
legit. It legitimizes the feud.
yeah.
It
Well,
would have legitimized the feud. So that's been a shit build up, and everything else has also been shitty build up. But yeah, well, you can talk
yeah.
about
I'll
that
I'll
later.
I'll give my 2 cents, or should I say my £3 and threepence. I think this show has had some okay build up. I particularly was pleased with the fact that they announced a lot of their matches beforehand, like a few weeks beforehand. I know previous years they've waited almost up until like the final go home Raw and still been adding matches to the card. So at least we've had a pretty concrete card from about 2 weeks ago, I would say. Um, the main event picture looks pretty good at the moment. This is probably the most intrigue I've had to a WrestleMania main event since 28, I would say. The Rock versus Cena, the first time I was kind of interested in seeing, but the second one, not so much. If you look down the card a bit, I would say, Daniel Bryan versus Triple H, yes, interesting. Bray Wyatt versus John Cena, I am incredibly intrigued. That is telling a pretty darn good story so far. So I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with that. Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, yeah, like you said, very disappointing. This is a match that they could have done so much with, but
No, for sure.
they don't seem to want to acknowledge the history of the character or that
They all,
Undertaker.
yeah, and they don't want to acknowledge the fact that the one of the last people that Undertaker really put over was Brock Lesnar in 2004.
Well,
Like,
Undertaker's never beaten Brock Lesnar. They've
yeah,
never mentioned this.
it's just absolutely dismal booking that they can't that they they want to make it seem like the streak is incredible, and they want to make it seem like, you know, a challenger can beat the streak. And for people, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I never watched those matches with Brock Lesnar. I had to go back and research. What do you think that the 10, you know, the 5 to 15-year-olds aren't going to know about about Brock Lesnar destroying the Undertaker on multiple occasions back when he was there? Why would you not bring that up? Like it's pointing. It's like trying to say, they were trying to say like, oh, you know, can Brock do it? Yes, Brock can definitely defeat the Undertaker, and in fact, and in actual fact, I'm sorry, but let's get rid of the whole myth of the streak. Should beat this. Now, no, I'm not saying he should, but I'm saying that in a technical sense, Brock is probably the most qualified person to defeat the streak almost ever. If you think about these competitors,
Non
CM Punk was
kayfabe
never going to break
talking.
it. Triple H was never going to break it. Brock Lesnar is a beast, both in ring and, like, you know, in reality. So he's the one that should be the most. And if they really want to sell it, they could have, you know, shown footage, you know, of him being destroyed. Instead, they, up until the very last week, they showed the Undertaker getting the upper hand every week. How is that building to the match? Everyone knows who's going to win. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? There's no
exactly.
suspension of disbelief at all.
You knew that from the start, though. You never
You
thought
knew
from
it
the
from the
start.
you knew it from the start, but you knew that with CM Punk. But he still managed to make it incredibly interesting with the whole Earn and Paul Bearer's death. There's no substance to this feud because they're not refusing to acknowledge the substance that was there years ago.
Does it
That's
seem
their
to
biggest
you that
problem.
it's more of a Paul Heyman versus Undertaker thing, and
Oh,
Brock
yeah,
Lesnar is just acting as like the
yeah.
the substitute for Paul Heyman?
Yes, it is. That's what it is. Because if of course they acknowledge the history, then no, it would
They
be
mentioned
more
they
evenly
mentioned
matched.
on Raw like that it was Paul Heyman's client. They didn't say who, but they said Paul Heyman's client was the one who came close to beating him last year. If
That's pathetic as well.
if the rumors are true, and if it's going to be Sting next year, could you possibly see Paul Heyman aligning himself with Sting simply to get over this whole like Paul Heyman's compulsion with ending the streak?
Um, yes, probably. Yeah, yeah,
It's
I could see that
I
happening. Wouldn't be
Sting.
surprised either way.
They could play off their WCW days. I don't know, but yeah. And getting back to what I was saying before with the whole build up and everything, The mid card and the undercard, what a terrible, pitiful job they've
Have
been
they
doing
done?
with that.
Yeah. Oh,
They have
no
just
doubt.
not even given a shit about that. Like, they have not in the slightest planned
And
out this undercard
and what
properly.
they don't understand is that they like to say main event is everything, main event is everything. But you got to think it's a 4 hour show, and many people that aren't part of the IWC like mid carders and jobbers. There's people that are huge fans of people like Kofi Kingston and that kind of thing. So not putting them in meaningful angles. What benefit do you have to do what they've done with the mid card? Why I don't understand why they think it's beneficial to only focus on the main event. Like it's just stupid.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
just
it's
like
just absolutely
lumping
stupid.
lumping everyone. Just it's. I agree, it's a good idea to get everyone, as many people as you can on the card.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
But the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, everyone will just get lost in the shuffle. And I think if we're going to start breaking down this pay-per-view match by match, I think this is a good spot to start. This is probably the match that I would say is definitely the biggest undercard match, unless you want to talk about the tag team match first. I don't know what you want to talk about first.
Your choice. I'm fine either
Let's
way.
let's talk. Let's continue this discussion about Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Now, yes, it's good that we know this is going to be on the main roster, on the main show, because there was a bit of a thought that maybe this match would be on the pre-show, but it's turning out that no, this is going to be on the full main show. I just think this is a massive, massive, lazy booking decision
Oh,
just to get as many people as you can
obviously.
on. I would rather, instead of this, maybe one or two like interesting mid card undercard matches. Like how do you not do Goldust versus Cody Rhodes? How do you not
Yeah.
do that? Unless they're
Or
saving it
at
for
least
next
put
year.
them, or at least put them in a tag match if you don't want to turn them yet. You know.
Yeah, exactly. And like you got people like Del Rio in there and Sheamus in there and Mark Henry in there. Like these guys aren't, jobbers. Why are they just lumped in with the rest of them? I feel generally bad for like people like Kofi Kingston and stuff who like they clearly do not care about these guys enough to build up a meaningful feud with them, a meaningful program, write a meaningful like storyline for them. So they're just going to lump them all in this match. As to who wins, I don't know. Big Show maybe.
Ugh.
It's a tough one.
I tell you, it. Oh my God, it's just what's going to happen. Just seems so obvious. It's either going to be Big Show, Rey Mysterio, just because like the smallest man to win. You could just imagine,
Oh god, yes.
or the third wild card choice, and I reckon you can figure out who it is.
Alexander Rusev.
No,
No,
The Miz.
The Miz.
Just The Miz. Just only because he has existed during this angle. And
Mm.
that brings up the whole thing with the streak. Will they do it?
Oh,
Will they do it?
oh, oh.
I tell you, I would be ecstatic if The Miz won, actually.
Actually, yeah, that brought to my attention. Those who don't realize, The Miz has actually been undefeated. He's never lost at WrestleMania.
The only WrestleMania he's lost is a pre-show, and you can actually say the same thing about The Undertaker. Apparently, he lost a dark match 1 year before Mania. So for people that are saying like, oh yeah, he's technically lost to WrestleMania. The pre-show doesn't really count.
No,
Um,
I would like to say think the Miz is undefeated because
yeah, he is.
I'd rather say the WrestleMania 25 unification match never really happened on WrestleMania because it
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah,
The fact that you just put that match on the pre-show unannounced basically is like, yeah, that okay, fine. That match never happened at WrestleMania. But getting back to the point, yes, the Miz WrestleMania 26, he retained the tag titles. 27, he was in the main event. Won 28, he was in that Team Johnny versus Team Teddy thing, and
yeah. He beat Ryder. Yeah,
29. Now this is very interesting. The Miz in 29 beat Wade Barrett on the pre-show, right,
yeah,
to win the Intercontinental title.
yeah,
Lost it back to him the following night.
yeah.
That
That just seems like they wanted to get the streak over.
that just seems like they want to keep the Miz going on a winning streak here.
Yeah.
I don't know why the Miz. Maybe they're building up as a future competitor
Well,
for the Undertaker
look,
streak
if
versus
anything
streak.
about if anything with movies is a thing to point out. both the Miz and Summer Rae are, doing the Marine Four. And I know it's not a big movie or anything, but they do like the idea of the Miz being there, and I think that they do, as much as you could say he's been jobbed out, he's been buried. I think he is like a mainstay type of guy. I
He's a
reckon.
company man. I would say.
Like he is definitely. So I think, because I mean, okay, if the Miz didn't get any promo time regarding the Battle Royal, right? Think about actually, if you think about the past few weeks, he's been at the forefront of the Battle Royal discussion, or angles. Firstly,
Okay.
he interrupts that guy, yeah. There's that whole angle where he like goes out during matches and points out like how bullshit this stuff is, and he should be giving a chance. Obviously leading out to possibly a WrestleMania moment. Then you have last week, interrupting Piper's Pit, and being the first one to get hit, to start the fight in the first place.
Yeah.
How was he eliminated? Did Big Show get rid of him or something?
I
Or
don't know. I can't. I think
I think I should look at that after, because I think that they're actually setting him up to win,
I
which
would
is
I would like to see the Miz win, but the Andre Memorial Battle Royal, it seems like something that make a face win. They can't have the first winner be a heel. Like this, if they're making this a WrestleMania staple, they need to like say, oh, this guy, Big Show, the first winner of
well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
give Big Show some historical like credence
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. The Big Show doesn't need anything in his career, though. Seriously, I really don't like the idea that the Big Show's like owed something. Like, like he's like a giant as well. Therefore, we get to reward him by giving him a fucking trophy. You know what? Big Show's time is not now. I don't want to see him. His time isn't now. It's the franchise,
Yeah.
I don't. No. Okay. These are the people that should win. Either The Miz, Dolph Ziggler, Justin Gabriel, or Zack Ryder.
Yes, Justin Gabriel will win it.
The reason I said Ziggler because he's even like, less than Zack Ryder. So Zack Ryder's technically an upgrade. And I love Justin Gabriel, by the way. But what he did to JoJo was just mean. Anyway,
Oh, I can't remember that. So
yeah, you didn't watch it.
okay, whatever. So yeah, whatever. I think I've heard enough of your bullshit. What about
Zack Ryder.
another brilliant ploy to get as many people on the card? The Vicky Guerrero Invitational.
Wait, no, let's do the Shield one first because
The Shield one
the
first?
Divas one is actually serious. I'm serious about the Divas one.
Oh,
This one, I'm actually incredibly annoyed about.
okay. Well, why are
the
you annoyed
Shield
about the
match.
Shield
Well,
match?
because the rumors are that the New Age Outlaws requested to work with the Shield, right? And I just want to say that I am the biggest advocate for the Shield being face and staying together. I think their stuff has been awesome. I think they're really, really cool. At the same time, I feel like this match, I don't know, I can't exactly think of exactly what I want, but it seems like they could have done a bit better with the choice, the card, with this match. Like, I don't know, Kane and the New Age Outlaws. Is really.
Yeah, but you see though, Kane and the New Age Outlaws versus the Shield. I mean, in a few years down the road, you look at the Shield's like resume of WrestleMania victories or like their resume, and you can say, oh, they've got a win over like a big name kind of like because Kane does have name value, so does the New Age Outlaws to a lesser extent. So I mean, it's kind of a bit of a feather in the Shield's cap if they do win, which I think it would be ludicrous for them not to win, however, unless they want to continue with the breakup angle. Then you can have maybe someone cause like Dean Ambrose or something make a mistake in the match, or maybe even Roman Reigns make a mistake, causing like maybe Seth Rollins to get pinned or something, and then after the match they collide, butt heads or something. But that's if they want to go with the breakup. Otherwise, I would say in this match, Shield to go over. Your thoughts?
Yeah, yeah, I can see the positives to it. Yeah, and they have to go over, of course. If they don't, well, no. So no, I guess in that regard, I don't envision there being a realistic way that they lose. That isn't a bad thing overall. I know you can push like a breakup plot, yes, but I don't reckon WrestleMania is the time to do that. I know, like, if we were talking about a plot If we were talking about what they were doing like 2 months ago, then yes, breaking them up at WrestleMania could have been a good idea. But I reckon that with their really renewed kind of interest and passion with the face turn, even seeing someone like Dean Ambrose as a face, I think it's a spectacle to see. And
Hmm.
I think that they should stay together for a little while and get themselves another win at WrestleMania. Um,
Yeah, but you do look at it like this match is they needed to get Kane on the card. They wanted Triple H wanted to get his buddies on the card.
yeah,
The Shield was no longer going to be splitting up. I think as much as people may say, "Oh, Triple H is just using like this spot to give to his buddies," I think the match, regardless, the Shield will bring this to this will be a good match. The Shield will definitely. I can't see them having a bad. They've never had a bad six-man tag, never.
you're right.
And Kane, it kind of makes sense that he's here because he's been really working the program with them for the last like few months. So yeah, I'm not disappointed with this match. It seems like a less than desirable like situation for them, but yeah, I'm not too upset.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see how it goes. I think that there's definitely, I think it won't be a bad match, and obviously they need to deviate to their typical formula when I say that I mean just just make Reigns do his power moves and let Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose dominate. I want to see another Nigel McGuinness reference with Dean Ambrose getting knocked down and then doing the clothesline thing again because that was awesome. You know when they did that a couple of weeks ago on Raw, when he got punched in the face, he kept telling him to punch him in the face. He got knocked into the ropes and he ran
Oh
back
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
closed.
yeah.
The crowd went mental for that. Like Dean Ambrose is a psycho, and they need to treat him that way. And then Rollins needs to do his. I reckon Rollins will break out a deviated, like a slightly deviated spot from what he usually does with like he's running through the ropes and flipping over. I think he's gonna outdo himself again
They
because I
always
mean,
pull out the big stops at
oh
WrestleMania.
yeah, I mean, think about what moves like Daniel Bryan's going to use. But yeah, it's good stuff. I think they're definitely. I think that I think there could have been a better match they could have put together, but I can't think right now. But I think from what we're getting, it's okay. Like
I,
I think
I
they can put on a good match.
they could have done far worse, I think. But
They could have done worse. Yeah.
speaking of far worse, and this is something I'm very disappointed in on the undercard, is the tag team title match. Oh
Oh,
my god, could they
so
possibly?
disappointed that
Yeah,
it's on the bloody pre-show.
they just went wrong in so many spots. First of all, putting Los Matadors in the tag team title match. Why?
Over Cody Rose
Cody
and
Rhodes and
Goldust,
Goldust,
who
exactly.
would like deserve the titles, like they lost them, you know.
Mm.
So like they definitely when they got their rematch, didn't they? I
Yeah, they
guess.
lost to. That was a cage match. Remember where Cody Rhodes like fucked up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, more like Road Dogg fucked up.
Okay, but anyway,
Road,
another thing they put Rybaxel in there. Like, what? They're not even like. There's no possible way Rybaxel are gonna win. They lost to Los Matadors on Raw the other week, and Los Matadors are essentially a jobber team. And another problem I have with this is that they tease a breakup angle with the Real Americans, using Big E as a pawn, using the Intercontinental Champion as the pawn in that
yeah,
whole situation, and
yeah,
then they just drop it all together, completely devaluing the IC title in the process. If you've got a program between three people and the IC title guy is way down like the bottom of the program, you know, there's a problem with that. And now they're just going to be a tag team. They're going to be another body on the card, and the Usos, I honestly think that they did the title switch too soon. I honestly think that the Usos should have carried the belts. I should have waited until WrestleMania to win the belts off the New
yeah.
Age Outlaws.
Yes, that's what I mean with the Shield thing. Is that that's what I was thinking of? I think that would have been better, or even they could have done it. They could have even won off the other guys. Cody Rhodes and that. Even face versus face would have been better than what they've got,
Yeah.
because right now it just seems like a clusterfuck and yeah, Matadors and like real American and like yeah. Think about this. Antonio Cesaro is on the pre-show.
Yeah, I get.
I
Well,
mean, I am pissed about that. That
another
is
year where
really
he's not on the
disappointing.
WrestleMania card.
And he has been doing some incredible work.
But see, here's my problem with this: is that it looks to me like they made the New Age Outlaws drop the titles simply so that they could do the six-man tag with Kane. That seems to be the only reason I can fathom, right?
Right.
So why then would you even have them win the titles in the first place if they held them for such a short period of time and were literally the definition of transitional champions? Why not give a little rub to Curtis Axel and Ryback? Why not have them maybe win the titles in a shock upset? Or why not have the Real Americans win the titles? Because if you go by the idea that you can't have face versus face for some reason, I don't know why you can't have that, then if you're gonna do a heel, like if you're gonna have the Usos take him off a heel tag team, then why can't it be someone else who wouldn't just drop the titles to them on an episode of Raw inconsequentially? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It seems like this whole thing is just the I guess the solution to just booking yourself into a corner, basically. It's like, okay, we need to get the New Age Outlaws out of the title picture so they can team with Kane against the Shield because we don't want to break the Shield up anymore. Okay, we want to give the Usos the titles, right? So we'll just drop it to them before WrestleMania on an inconsequential episode of Raw, and then they'll defend the titles. Who can they defend them against? Well, we've already got enough people in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, so let's throw a few teams in there that aren't in the Battle Royal, and there you go. You know, it just seems like such lousy booking, if you ask me. And it's not booking to a story. Can you please tell me the story of the
I know.
match? Like, what's
How can they do a promo for it?
there won't be a
Put
promo
it that
for it.
exact. That's what I'm saying. How can they really do that? The only promo they can do is the Usos winning, right? And they make that triumphant. And then all of a sudden, three random teams, and also it actually ties into the storyline with the New Age Outlaws because, like, those teams were rewarded for like going along with the whole thing, like beating up the Shield.
What about Los
So
Matadors? What were they rewarded for?
nothing as well. Yeah, you're right.
they,
Nothing.
they beat Ryback, maybe.
They used twin magic, and
Yeah, but anyway, that match I'm not looking forward to. Now let's get to the final undercard match, and a match I think you are looking forward to
yeah.
immensely. Get out your man-sized tissues, everyone. It's the
Oh, Jesus.
Vicky Guerrero Invitational Divas match for the title or something. I don't know. 14 women botching it up in the ring.
Yeah, go AJ. Yeah, no, that's an NXT season 3 reference. Oh, this match is going to be match of the night.
Is it
Match Morton, yeah. Mortia.
Botchamania match of the night? Probably.
Zandig is going to be pissed.
It's this is the same thing as the Andre the Giant thing. Get as many women. Actually, get all the women. I think that's every single
Get all the women. It is.
diva. Yeah, 14. I think is that all the women they have on their roster? 14. Get them all in a match. The rules are unclear. I think it's just whoever gets a pin wins or something like that. And whatever. Who's gonna win this? I don't care. Really. Yeah, I know you probably go, oh, Emma should win, or oh, Summer Rae should win, but I just don't care.
Fuck you. You don't care about the Divas division, which you should.
Okay,
because
explain to me.
There's a reason to care now. There's going to be a reason to care
Why?
if they go along with the way they're going.
And give the title.
The new breed is coming. The new breed is coming.
Yeah, I know it's coming, but at the moment I don't care.
Well, look, actually,
Rosa Mendez should win the title.
in many ways, yes. Who actually gives a shit about this match? Yes, I agree. It's pointless, really. It's yeah. I totally see what you mean, but I reckon that the point of this is right for me. The reason why I appreciate it so much is that within only a couple of years, Summer Rae and Emma are in WrestleMania, and that's pretty awesome. They're on the card. They're in a match. Like, I just think that's
so
cool.
is Eva Marie.
We've got an Australian-born superstar in the Divas title match.
Is this the first time an Australian has ever competed at WrestleMania?
Are you going to make that joke about Nathan Jones or something?
Like, no, he didn't compete. So
Yeah, I know. But yes, it is. It's the first time an Australian has competed.
Wow, that's incredible. But yeah, I know you're a mark for Summer Rae, and I know you're a mark for Emma. But I would love to see a fan, whatever. I would love to see Eva Marie have a fluky win or something and walk out with the title.
It would get huge heat.
I would think that would be the best they could do. Actually, Something tells me Summer Rae would win this for some
Oh,
reason.
that would
I
be
just have a feeling
awesome.
like they gave her a win over Natalia on Raw.
How funny would it be, right?
Yeah.
If then the week after the thing on Total Divas, right, is her with the title, and it's like filmed 3 months before. Could you how funny would that be? It's like, yes, I won the Divas because the continuity on that show is completely screwed.
Actually, maybe no one from Total Divas will win it.
No, I don't think they will. I think the funny thing is that AJ may actually retain, or Tamina wins, or something.
Yeah, they'll
Like
probably win.
Emma will not win. Neither will Summer Rae's probably the most likely of the heels to win,
Yeah.
but I guess no, she still won't win. They're not going to give them the title. They just won't because it wouldn't make any sense. But the thing is, I think this is harsh. They need to cull some people on the Divas roster.
They do. Well, I'd say,
I think they need to get rid of Rosa Mendez. I think she's not going to bring
why is
anything up.
she in the match? The only reason I can contemplate she's in the match is because they needed to give everyone a chance.
Yes, exactly.
But I've heard the idea floated around that Daniel Bryan is going to win later on in the night, and Bree's going to win here, and like to play up their marriage,
That's
having both
shit
the title. I don't
because
think that's going to
Brie
happen,
Bella's a
though.
bitch. So
Well, they could do the old McMahon Helmsley type deal where Triple H was champion and Stephanie was women's champion. Again, I don't think they will. I don't think they're gonna. They haven't aligned Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella on
yeah.
television, so I don't really think they will. But
Yeah, yeah. What about what else we got? Alicia Fox. That would have been an alright
no,
pick as well.
Oksana.
Do you actually know that Alicia Fox is actually a good wrestler?
I know she's already held the title. I think.
No, she's actually like a good wrestler. It's
Is she?
funny that yeah. No,
'Cause,
really, I'm serious. I did not know that until a couple of weeks ago myself.
I thought she was DJ Gabriel's backup dancer.
What?
What? Yeah. Oh, you don't. Oh, okay. Never mind. You didn't watch ECW in its glory days of 2008.
I didn't know.
Uh,
Okay, actually, the funny thing is, who do you cull out of the like here? Okay, well, I'll list all the women that are in the match. Okay,
don't list them. I'll take a look at the
I've
picture.
got it. AJ Lee, Oksana, Alicia Fox, Brie Bella, Cameron, Emma, Eva Marie,
Cameron.
Layla,
Cull Cameron.
Cameron.
Yes, Cull.
Oh yeah, but you can't because of Eva Marie, Layla, Naomi, Natalia, Nikki Bella, Rosa Mendes, Summer Rae, Tamina. So I mean, AJ can realistically like sneak out with a victory. The thing is though, there's 14 people in the ring or 13, whatever. How do you realistically get a pin? All of them have to be like knocked out with sleepy gas so someone can actually get the pin. Or it needs to be like a falls count everywhere or something. Anywhere, sorry.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
how do they do it? How do they realistically pin someone? Like, and in fact, if I was rich and I was working for the show, right, I, I would just make sure, I would just no sell everything and make sure no one can ever get the pin. That'd be the
Yeah,
best.
like what would happen? Like,
Yeah, don't you wish that someone like Gail Kim was still there to go off script?
what, go off script and just pin someone or something like that?
No, she
Did she?
eliminated herself from a battle royal.
Ah,
She
okay.
left the company. But yeah, if Natalia wins, I will eat a hat.
No, okay. Natalia is not gonna win.
I
Clearly
fucking
not.
hope so.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay. I know you're a Total Divas fan, and she's not the best of
no,
characters.
I'm not just a total divas tolerator. I'm a, I'm a Natalia hater.
Oh.
She is, no, Summer Rae's better than her.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah. Well, okay. Fair enough. But
it. Do you agree?
yeah, I find she's better.
Do
Not
you
in.
agree though?
Oh, I don't know. Not in ring, maybe, but just as a human being,
Bullshit.
fine. I don't
Bullshit.
know them.
She's better than Natalia.
Okay, fine. What are you gonna go kayfabe now? Just because she beat her on Raw, she's better than Natalia.
No, I'm saying in terms of actual wrestling, she will be better than her.
Will be or is?
And she currently probably is, because she could probably put together a sharpshooter better than Natalia.
Okay, fine. But anyway, in terms of culling, they really don't have a massive women's division like they did back in the day. Like some of them are necessary for Total Divas, and the others actually, I would say they're willing to learn and are improving, except for Rosa Mendez.
Yeah, because you never see her. I mean, like,
And Layla had no idea she was even
No,
back.
yeah, that's a good point. Like the thing is with the Divas though, like this match will be a complete piece of crap. I mean, like other than just a other than just a spot fest, it'll be funny, you know. But at the same time, if you actually watch a Divas match these days, and which I've been making sure to now, they're actually not that bad anymore. It's just became that like mainstay that you have to critique the Divas division.
Yeah.
Like it can never be as good as the glory days of 2004, and it probably won't be, you know. But actually, what a lot of people forget is Lita and Trish Stratus's matches were also botch
They were. They
fests.
were. They were.
And like there was plenty of painfully average matches on the card in the normal days. Do you know what I mean? We only hear about the big major matches. Do you know what I mean? Which is fair enough. But there's been some big major matches in the Divas division as well, like with Beth Phoenix and all that kind of stuff,
Well,
and AJ.
Natalia and AJ had a pretty. Was it them who had a match on main
Yeah,
event? I heard went for ages.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway, I think we've lingered on this one enough. Just quick prediction: who do you think will win?
I'd say either Naomi or AJ Lee.
Yeah, I'd say probably Naomi or
Naomi's
AJ.
actually pretty good too, as
Yeah,
well, by the way.
or Tamina. Tamina might pull
Or
out the win.
Tamina. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say none of the other ones actually have a chance at all. Or Brie, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah,
great.
that's
Okay.
it.
Anyway, let's talk about the four big matches that we're gonna get to here. The
All right,
ones that have
first
been.
one, Undertaker. Yep, good. It's gonna be a good match, and yeah, we all right, and I don't care who wins.
Yeah, Brock
That's
Lesnar,
all I'm saying.
Undertaker. We've already spoke about it at the start of the show. Yeah, Undertaker streak continues. Brock Lesnar, no. Anyway, a match that I personally am looking forward to very much: John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. I think this match has had some incredible build-up over the past few weeks. A really, really good story going into it, and I'm just really pumped for this one. They've got me hooked on this story. I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it as well.
The promo with like Eminem Legacy and everything they've done is perfect for this build up. Almost too perfect to the point where John Cena's going to go over. But I really something it tells me that Bray Wyatt is winning this match.
I reckon, yeah.
The fact of the matter is, at this point in his career, John Cena is untouchable. Like John Cena, there's nothing they can do to really like bury him at this point or anything like that. He's always going to be in the top to just below top status in the company. Whereas a win for Bray Wyatt could do him wonders, particularly at this point. Like he went over Daniel Bryan 100% clean at Royal Rumble, right? He went over. He pinned, I should say, Roman Reigns 100% clean at Elimination Chamber the previous month. Yeah, he beat Kane in his debut match. They clearly have some faith in this guy, and the way it's been booked and everything, like recently, if you go by that reverse swing kind of idea, that whoever gets the most momentum on going into it, or the final bit of momentum going into it, usually loses. And then, if you watch Raw last week, you'll see that John Cena got a measure of like momentum on the Wyatt family and Bray Wyatt. So I think a lot of things are going for Bray Wyatt to win this match, but there's always that massive niggling in the back of your like.
There's that Triple H
you.
level.
Yeah.
Is he going fucking over? That kind of thing.
I mean, but if John Cena let The Miz go over him at WrestleMania 27,
Yeah, but that's different because it was all about The Rock.
but still, he could have won that match still.
Yeah, true.
I mean, surely at his point, John Cena has some
I mean,
creative.
what did he win? He won at Extreme Rules once again. The Miz streak.
Yes.
Come on, Miz. Come on, Miz.
Anyway, yeah. So John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. The whole attacking of his legacy thing, I think, has been a good storyline so far, and it's pretty much what people have been saying for years. Is that like John Cena outside the ring is just like, in the ring is completely phony and that kind of thing. I like it that they've kind of, doing that kind of story. It's a thinking man's story, this one, even though the song kind of really spells it out for you.
That's true. Yeah, Eminem.
But anyway,
they can afford that, but they can't afford Adam Rose's theme song. Anyway, that's a different podcast.
yeah, that's a different point. Anyway, so who do you think is going over? Who would you say he has 55% chance?
I'd say that it's not like a landslide guarantee by any means, but I think that Bray's going over. The only thing that Tito from Lords of Pain brought up is that if Bray Wyatt does go over Cena, what exactly is there left for him to do? Like he's beat Bryan clean, he's beat the Shield clean, and he's also beat John Cena, the face of the company, clean. Like what more? And he's a heel, so what more can he do? It is his first WrestleMania as well, so you're gonna think that in a way, like in case something goes wrong down the line, you think about the severity of beating John Cena at WrestleMania. It's a pretty big deal. And also, there's the second avenue that they're going to go down. Will John Cena cheat to win? And if he cheats to win, I won't be upset
No, nor
because
will I,
that
actually.
that means that Bray Wyatt wins.
And then Bray Wyatt could always go over at elimination change, Extreme Rules, I
Yes,
should say.
exactly. It's not if John Cena wins clean, that is an absolute disgrace. But if he wins by cheating, then it means he compromises everything he stands for in the first place, which is the whole point of the feud, which means that even in winning, he still loses and Bray does win because it's not Bray doesn't care about wrestling matches. He's like this enigma soul spirit thing. He wants to destroy what Cena worked for, and that's being hustle, loyalty, respect and don't cheat. So if he cheats to win, Bray wins. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So
Perfect. Kind of.
so
And,
so
and
if they
I.
don't want to, yeah, if they don't want to 100% pull the trigger on a clean win, they can make him cheat, and
Yeah,
that's
like,
also a good idea.
how would you make John Cena cheat to win, by the way? What booking would
Oh,
you use?
I don't know. I mean, I can't think of it, but I'm sure if they have thrown out the idea of doing it, I'm not. Then I'm sure there's probably some creative stuff they could do.
Exposed turnbuckle, feet on the ropes.
Yeah, I think it would have to be more apparent than just like that. I think you know what I mean. Like I think it would have to be, I don't know, maybe even I don't know, maybe knock a referee out or
Well,
like I don't know,
maybe Bray Wyatt knocks a referee out. The Wyatt family comes in or something, beat down John Cena. John Cena somehow,
still shares them or something. I don't
yeah,
know.
Super Cena's out of it or something. Hits Bray Wyatt with a steel chair. The referee comes to, uh, you know, the referee never saw it, but the fans did, kind of thing. They're not
Yeah,
turning John Cena heel, ladies and gentlemen. They'll never turn him heel.
yeah.
So, I mean, even with even if he does cheat to win, they're not going to turn him heel. I will say this: refreshing to see John Cena out of the main event spotlight. And
Good
speaking
on
of
him.
the main event, we basically have two main events. Um, the first match, really, that I think is probably at this point overshadowing the main event is Daniel Bryan versus Triple H. And I got to tell you, I wouldn't be surprised if this match opened the card. I think this would be a hot
I
opener.
think that would be a great idea. Uh, Only if Brian's going over. Like I don't think they're dumb enough because I think about this right. If Triple H went over, the
Yeah.
crowd would shit on the rest of the show.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
it would ruin the whole show. So I don't think they're going to do that. So let's say that H does win, they're going to make it pretty close to the end. You know, like so. I mean, yeah, but yeah, I think having it at the start of the show would be good.
Yeah, we should preface this by saying the winner gets a shot at the main event at the title, which would be the main event on the card. Um, I'm just thinking of them opening this, harkening back to the days of WrestleMania 10, where Bret Hart he wrestled the opening match against Owen Hart and then fought Yokozuna
That's
in
right.
the
Yeah.
match, main event for the title. But either way, this they have to space this card out. Like the layout of this card, they can't have the final four matches on the card being Bray Wyatt versus Cena, Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, this match, and then the main
No,
event.
definitely. Yeah.
That- I think the fact they only have seven matches on the card, that kind of thing, and the fact that they have like the Andre the Giant one and the Divas match, kind of, and obviously the Shield versus New Age Outlaws and Kane. It looks to me like they have crowd calm, matches that will calm the crowd down and then hype them up again, then calm them down, then hype them
But
up.
if you think about it, though, like I mean, on paper, the battle royal was going to be. I think it's going to be a hot match. People love battle royals. Like I
Yeah,
mean,
and
like
the
I
great
love that
thing
kind of stuff.
about it is you could say maybe put the third to last match on the card, Cena versus Wyatt, right? Second to
Right.
last, the Battle Royal, right? And then the main event. people are going to be hot for the main event no matter what. Imagine that. That would be like, I think, the perfect final three matches on the card, if you ask me.
It would be brilliant.
Put the Divas match before Cena versus Wyatt. Put Brock Lesnar and Taker before that. New Age, that would be the third match on the card, Taker versus Lesnar. The second match, New Age Outlaws and Kane versus The Shield. And this would be the opener with Bryan going over.
I think there's not a better mix you could have other than maybe mixing around the final three or something. I don't know. I think that honestly, like that, the first three ones are perfect. I reckon you couldn't do anything better than that.
Open it, yeah. Imagine like Daniel Bryan versus Triple H opening a match. Although opening the card, I honestly, if this match ends with Bryan going over 100% clean, I don't think they're gonna have Triple H opening the card, jerking the curtain, jobbing out to, Daniel Bryan.
And that's because what he does isn't best for business.
Or, if you will, if this match ended in a double disqualification,
which would be a complete cop out, but yeah,
putting making the main event a fatal four-way, I could see them doing that as well, which I would say would almost be as good as Bryan winning this match clean, because think about this. If it ended maybe Triple H, the match went on for maybe 20 minutes, a good 20 minutes, and then Triple H perhaps somehow realizes, oh my god, I might actually lose this, forces a way for it to be a double count out or a double disqualification or something, then says, all right, well, since neither of us won, we're both in the main event kind of thing. And then to win the title, because I honestly do think Bryan is coming out as the champion of this, he pins Triple H in the main event.
That could work, yeah. At the same time, though, I feel like if he doesn't go over him clean in a one-on-one bout, I think it kind of it makes that burial promo on Raw just that much more grating.
I will say this: how on a scale of like 1 to 10, how interested are you in seeing this match now after this edition of Raw?
Well, I think Triple H. I don't like the guy. As a wrestler, as a person, anything. If there's one thing I could say about that burial promo, is that it makes me want to kick his head in. And I think everyone wants to see him get his ass beat. And I think in the only people that want Triple H to win are people that just, I don't know, they're like Daniel Bryan haters or Triple H marks or something. But like, he's such a good heel in that case, because he has the opportunity to bury everyone, that I just want to see him get bashed. You know what I mean?
And to be honest, he has to at this point. Like,
he has
Triple
to.
H is not an idiot.
Nothing. That's what I said. The burial promo will be pointless if he doesn't say that. Yeah, okay, these guys couldn't do it, but this guy will.
And imagine the rub that gives to Daniel Bryan if he does manage to beat Triple H in this.
Yeah.
Like, think about that. And the everyone is complaining, oh, this match is only happening because CM Punk walked out. It would have been Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus. Okay, just take that out of it. I look at the booking from SummerSlam to now. If you just look at it entirely kayfabe, this makes perfect sense to have these two fight at WrestleMania
and Bryan win.
And Bryan, if I asked you what match do you think would happen at WrestleMania, if I asked you that back at SummerSlam, you would probably say, okay, these two guys will probably have a match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad they are doing. I'm glad that the whole Authority storyline from, autumn or whatever, spring of 2013 was not for naught, was not for nothing. And obviously, the winner gets a shot at the main event, a shot at the title, which would be either... I could see a fatal four-way, but they're billing it as a triple threat match between Orton, who's the champion, Batista, and whoever wins out of that match, which Daniel Bryan is definitely going to be in there. Triple H may also be in there. I'm not too sure, but what are your opinions on the main event?
The main event, well, we were greeted to what it would have been, or could have been, on Raw. So I think that either way, it's going to be an interesting match. Batista's, since he's returned, he's gotten, better and better every week to a passable level. He still is gassed. He's still not that good. But arguably, I really enjoy his promos, actually, being a douche. And the one at the WrestleMania press conference was awesome, actually.
I've yet to see that, so
That's really good. You heard about it?
no, I haven't heard about
It's
it.
pretty good.
Tell me about it.
Oh, it's pretty controversial. Well, he was taking the piss because, like, at the conference, for anyone that hasn't seen it, I haven't seen all of it, but like it was very awkward. Like apparently, like they was meant to be like people were saying they're meant to be silenced, but but the way that like WWE superstars were reacting implied that they wanted noise. Like Daniel Bryan tried to do like a yes chant, but like people didn't catch on because apparently the staff on the grounds or something said to not talk during it or something like not WWE. I'm saying that the management of the Hard Rock Cafe or whatever the fuck, the press hate wrestling. Like the press hate wrestling.
Yeah,
Right?
but it was a kayfabe press conference though.
I know, but that's what I mean. So don't get these idiot press retards in there.
Do they
Like
actually have press retards in
yes,
there?
yes, they had press retards. Yes,
Oh,
they did.
really?
So
Why?
anyway, it's a bit of a shame that they didn't get to do the reaction. But Batista was saying how he's going to come out in the same skinny jeans every week because he knows it pisses everyone off. So he came off as hyper aware. So I think that the guy can actually put in some decent work if if he gets the opportunity to. And same with Orton. We all know Orton can do good stuff. And having Daniel Bryan in there, it just gives it that indie flavor.
Yeah.
We're going to see some crazy cool moves and whatever. So I think it's going to be an interesting match.
The thing about Batista is that I've noticed this. The fans are getting a warming to him. Have you noticed this?
The only reason why is that, well, yeah, maybe, but you do realize that was from his hometown.
Yeah, I know that. I know that. But
Which
even the
is-
week before that, like it seems that I think it's 6 months down the line. If Batista's still here, there won't be nearly as much negative
Oh,
X
no, I
Pac
don't think
here.
so.
I
No.
mean, I know I hate to say it myself, but I'm actually starting to come around to this guy now. Like,
As long as he doesn't go over Bryan, then yeah, I never said I didn't want the guy back. I
yes.
just said I didn't want him to be inserted into the WrestleMania main event, which he was unfairly, through Mania. But they've rectified. They can rectify it. They can rectify this right now
Oh,
or
yeah.
in one day.
And please don't be pissed if he does win the title. I'm not saying this to you, I'm saying it to anyone. Don't be pissed if he does win the title a few months down the line. Like, because he is in Guardians of the Galaxy. And, I mean, to promote that, it would be, great business for him to have the title at that point. But
Not as
still,
much as you believe it will.
look,
Like,
I wouldn't mind him winning the title eventually. Like, I think it'd be fine, if you ask me. But this is Daniel Bryan's time now, and I honestly think that Orton has no chance in hell of retaining. If you look at his current booking status, I mean, I don't care how much you want to say, oh, if you're getting beaten up a week before WrestleMania, you're going to come out on top.
Oh, that's how they tried to swerve people because they gave Bryan the last laugh. Usually, they know the Smarks thing. Oh, that's it. They got the reverse momentum thing going.
Yeah.
I still think he's going over because obviously, as you could tell by that disgusting burial promo, they're so aware now. Like Triple H is clearly a very insecure man. Like I'm saying that in not kayfabe, I'm saying that in serious. I think he's very, very insecure about the way and that's some of the reasons why he books himself in the way he did. I mean, the fact that he went over Booker T, that's the only reason why I'm 99%. I'm not 100% that Daniel Bryan will go through. I'm very, very confident. I'm 99% sure, but at the same time, there's that 1% chance where they could do that. They could do the trip. They could do it. You can't 100% say no. There's no way because they said the same thing with Booker T. They did say the same thing, and Booker T was hugely over, the biggest of his career during that whole thing, and then boom, he lost. So, I hope Triple H does the right thing. I think he will.
At this stage where he is now.
He has to.
Remember, he was.
He has to, or he will never. And I know, but the thing is, he said on his DVD that he wants to be the most hated heel of all time. And what better way to do that than to go over Bryan?
Yeah, I know that. But remember, back in 2003 or whatever year it was, he was still an active competitor. Like now, he's mostly behind the scenes stuff. So
Sure.
and he doesn't really have anything to lose at this point himself either, because he's pretty much untouchable. He can rest on his laurels at this point. So I honestly don't think he will be stupid enough to make him go over um, Daniel Bryan. And plus, I mean, he let Brock Lesnar go over him twice, you know. And
Yeah, that's true.
and if anyone was going to beat the streak, I think
He
he
was
would have.
beast for business.
It would
Yeah.
have been Triple H beating the streak at WrestleMania 28. So honestly, I don't think he's going to bother booking it so that he wins against Daniel Bryan. I really highly doubt that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much all the matches. Then I don't think they're going to throw any in. I mean, I don't think they can unless they like announce it on like Facebook or Twitter or the network or something that they're going to add another match. And I don't think they can. They've pretty much used every single person on their roster except maybe JTG and Yoshitatsu or something. You know.
Yep. JTG still employed.
Still, anyway, but looking at the 7/8 matches on the card, like, what do you think about this one overall?
Um. Well, unlike the other, you know, other guy in WrestleSpin, Lyle Taylor, I don't think it's as bad as what he thinks. I think from what they've done the last few weeks is good. Like I think the biggest absence is the fact that they've like hurled the mid card into essentially one match. Like
Yes, yes.
that's the biggest problem I think, honestly, and they're not using the streak to its most potential.
Yeah, one or
Um,
two more mid card matches, I think, and this could be one of the greatest. I think, at least in the past 5 years. Like,
and also notice that they haven't really used many celebrities as well. So
they haven't. I
I
think
guess they were kind of hoping that Batista would be that celebrity, like in a way. But the thing is, like, it's almost like they should have brought back Batista next year, once the movie's out. People don't really know Batista as a movie star now. It's everything that he's filmed is coming out like this year. You
yeah,
know
I
what
know,
I
I
mean?
know.
So it's a
He was
bit
in
weird.
something though, wasn't he?
He was, yes, he was, but it wasn't to the level where it's like they're gonna, hey, that's like Dwayne Johnson. It was nothing like that.
What about Triple H? He was in the whatever that movie was where he was like helping kids. I forget what it was called.
Oh yeah, I can't remember, but I mean, yeah,
What was that movie? I want to find out what that movie is called now. The Patriarch, the something or other.
the chaperone.
Chaperone, that's it, the Chaperone. The Patriarch. The pedigree, yeah. No, but I think it's interesting if you look from like I'd say WrestleMania 25 to now. Or actually, let's go to let's start 24, okay? Like all the even WrestleManias, I think have been pretty well built up. 24, 26, and 28, I think have all been pretty good shows. 25, 27, and 29 were pretty lousy, I think, if you ask me. So I think 30 has a good chance of being not the best of all time. Like it's not going to be in like the WrestleMania. I don't know. Actually, I don't even know what people consider the best of all time. 14, I guess. I don't know. It'll probably be in like the upper echelon of
Yeah,
WrestleManias. But
it can be.
I'm looking forward to it. I think this has got the most matches intriguing me. Like I'd say at least 3, maybe even 4 matches on the card are intriguing me. As to like who's going to win, as opposed to last year, which had like one match intrigue me, and that was just CM Punk versus Undertaker. The year before that had a few, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good Mania, and it's the first one indoors since in a couple of years, so they might be able to,
Oh, the crowd reaction is going to be great
yeah, the
now.
crowd reaction will be much better, and they'll be able to control things a lot more. In terms of like fireworks and indoor stuff, like indoor pyro. Outdoor pyro always kind of looks weird to me. I don't know. Like especially like when I think it was CM Punk at WrestleMania 28, they had like outdoor pyro or something, and
Oh
it
yeah,
didn't really make sense. Like he was supposed to be posing, and then the pyro would go off, but like perspectively, if you were sitting there, it wouldn't make sense to watch, kind of. Anyway, I think that's kind of getting away from things. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think after the show, we'll probably give our proper critique of it. But as far as April the 2nd, 2004, I'm looking forward to it, and I think it has potential to be an 8 out of 10, maybe even 8.5 out of 10 show.
I'm hoping. I am absolutely hoping. But more importantly, I'm actually more like a lot of people. I'm actually more excited about what they do after WrestleMania, to be honest.
What the Raw
I
after.
care about, yeah, no, but in general, the end game, for example, what they're going to be doing with NXT, what they're going to be doing with the Divas,
Ooh,
with the, whatever.
yeah.
What they're going to be, what they might be, depending on how successful the, Last Resort and Ziggler and all that are,
Where they go with Bray Wyatt after this.
yeah, where they go with him,
And
where
what
they go with,
happens to Daniel Bryan? Does he become
yeah, what happens to
Bradley's
Batista?
face? Batista, yeah. What happens to Batista? What happens to Damien Sandow? Come on, I'm waiting for
This
this.
does feel like a lost ending, except we're going to get the ending, so that's good.
It feels like the end of the whole, like, it feels like it's wrapping up. With a lot of WrestleManias, they feel like if you look at them in hindsight, like WrestleMania 28, like Extreme Rules the following month was pretty much a carbon copy of it.
Yeah,
And WrestleMania 29, same thing. This one feels really like it's going to be tying up a lot of loose endings, I think.
that's right.
Like,
Yeah,
it looks
and
to me to be finally ending the Authority storyline, which has been the main driving storyline for the last 10 months or something. Or maybe not 10 months, but 9 months or whatever. So yeah, interesting to see who they push afterwards. I mean, I'm just looking at this mid-card Andre the Giant thing. Like, they need to push these guys in that match. There's just...
oh god, they do.
like Sandow, Ziggler, Kingston, Mark Henry, I mean, even to an extent. Ryder, maybe.
They do.
Like, what are they doing with these guys?
Nothing, exactly. They can do stuff with them.
And you look at this Mania, and it highlights, in one aspect, the new guard and the old guard going out, and the new guard coming in. Say, the Shield, if they win, Wyatt if he wins, Bryan if he wins. Yeah, at the same time, it's just highlighting their lack of, ability to push these newer, younger talents when they're just lumping them in there,
Yeah, that's very true.
And then you add on the pre-show as well. You've got a bunch of young up and comers, and they're on the pre-show. So it's a little bit of give and a little bit of take. You're not getting all of it,
Yeah, they give you everything you want except for the one thing you want the most.
What?
Quote Paul Heyman. But yeah, and quick shout out to Jenny, who's currently working out on the treadmill in the background of your house, as you can hear. Yes, I can. So that concludes WrestleSpin.
Yes.
Good stuff.
And hopefully this is up before WrestleMania.
Yes, it will be.
Yeah, okay. I'll episode for you.
And yes, we're watching it on the WWE Network, so
we'll see how that goes.
yeah. I hope it doesn't lag.
Yeah, well, we'll see. You can always, watch it entirely legally in other ways.
You can.
Yeah, anyway, thanks for listening, and goodbye.